Okay, then I'm predicting the Washington Commanders record prediction. So looking at the roster, the Commanders, they do have an intriguing offense. I like Jaden Daniels. I think Terry McLaurin is good, and I think they got awarded Noah Brown off waivers. They still have Brian Robinson and Eckler, but I am really worried about that offensive line. I think that offensive line is like really bad. They were really bad last year, and the improvement isn't substantial. And then their defense, similarly, their defense to me also looks like horrible. They did bring in a couple of veterans like Luvu and Wagner, but I don't think that'll be enough. So I'm gonna have to. I don't think the Commanders will be improved that much this year, but it's really about the growth of Jaden Daniels. You have your first game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers they made the playoffs last season. I think that Buccaneers offense is still very very good. So I'm gonna take the Bucks here. And you have them versus the Giants. Giants are not. I'm not. I don't think the Giants will do that bad, but I don't think they'll do that good either. Giants and the Commanders usually play each other's tough, and I think that I'd like the Commanders offense more than I like that Giants defense. So I'm going to take the Commanders here. Then you have them versus the Bengals. Bengals are Super Bowl contenders. I think their offense will absolutely destroy that Commanders defense, and that Bengals pass rush isn't that bad. So I'm going to take the Bengals here. Then you have them versus the Cardinals. I think this one's going to be a shootout. Cardinals have home field advantage, but both these teams to me have like very good offenses, with very bad defenses. However, I think Kyler Murray and a more experienced Cardinals roster will get the job done. So I'm going to take the Cardinals here. And you have them versus the Browns. Browns, I think they're still playoff contenders. I think their defense is very, very good. They're good enough to fluster Jaden Daniels, especially with Miles Garrett on the defensive line. I think that Browns offense will do enough. So I'm going to take the Browns here. Then you have them versus the Ravens. Ravens, I think they're going to destroy the Commanders. Ravens, they were coming off an AFC Championship game. They're still very good. I'm going to take the Ravens here. In week 7 versus the Panthers, I think this one can be tight. The Panthers did make a couple of improvements, like Deontay Johnson, but I'm questioning the Panthers coach in this scenario. Dave Canales, like, I'm not too sure about the Panthers. I like Jaden Daniels a lot. I think that Commanders offense can do very good, so I'm going to take the Commanders here. Then you have week 8 versus the Bears. This one I could see potentially being a trap game for the Bears. The Bears do have the more talented roster, but Commanders home field advantage. However, that Bears defense was playing really tough late last year, and Caleb Williams should do well, so I'm going to take the Bears here. Then week 9 versus the Giants. Both these teams are not that good, and I don't think the Commanders are going to sweep the Giants. So I'm taking the Giants here. You have them versus the Steelers. Steelers are coming off a bye. This one I think could be a trap game for the Commanders. Steelers aren't the most talented team, but I think with Mike Tomlin coaching, that defense should be good enough to cause trouble for Jaden Daniels. And I think that with an experienced quarterback in either Fields or Russ, Steelers should get this win here. Then week 11 versus the Eagles. The Commanders do play the Eagles really tough. However, as a Thursday nighter, the Eagles improved their roster. They have home field advantage in a short week. I gotta take the Eagles here. And you have them versus the Cowboys. The Commanders also play the Cowboys really tough, but I think the big question mark is I don't think the Commanders can stop Micah Parsons or CeeDee Lamb, so I think that alone will get the Cowboys to win. Then you have them versus the Titans. This one I think could be an interesting game, depending on how you see Will Levis do. I'm not a huge fan of Will Levis, and I think that Commanders' defense with those linebackers can cause like problems for Will Levis. I think that Commanders' offense will do well versus a Titans defense that lost Mike Vrabel. So I'm taking the Commanders here. Then week 15 versus the Saints. I think Saints, one thing I know about them, they have a really good defense. I think that good defense will slow down that Commanders offense. I'm going to take the um, Commanders here. Then week 16 versus Eagles. Like I said, the Commanders do play the Eagles really tough, so I do see them splitting. So I'm taking the Commanders here. You have them versus the Falcons. This one I could see the Falcons falling into the trap game. Like I said, the Falcons remind me of a team that just falls into trap games. However, I think this is going to be late in the year. Kirk Cousins, being the type of quarterback he is, I think he'll dice up bad defenses like the Commanders. So I'm taking the Falcons here. Then you have Week 18 versus the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys might need this game to make the playoffs. So I'm taking the Cowboys here. So then you have the Commanders going 4-13, 2-4 in the division, 4-5 at home, and 0-8 away.